Hello and good morning. Welcome to ER Emotional Response. This is Life Coaching with Ink. Ivory. Hello, hello, hello. I know it's been a mad break between you hearing me and me getting your responses and just seeing that you are active and live on the actual channel. I'm excited today to be back with y'all on ER with our special guests, Blake and Charday, again, coming on and continuing what they started, talking about the playing field, and relationships. We had a phenomenal session last time, bringing up the different phases of their relationship, as well as drug addiction, as well as loving self and loving each other. It was awesome. I do apologize for the extended break. It was all my fault and my fault alone, and it won't happen again. So I'm sorry. I'm very vulnerable about my mistakes and very willing to admit where I need to fix myself. So it won't happen again. So we're back, Blake and Charday talking. Would y'all like to say hello?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hello.
Okay. So today we're continuing the topic on the playing field, and relationships. Before we start, how did y'all think the last session went?
When I listened back to it, I really enjoyed it. It was I can feel. I don't know if you felt it, baby, but I can feel you, I guess, opening up more as the conversation went on. And just being able to bring up, especially like the drug issue problem. Like I used to bring it up all the time, but then I slowly started to hide from it. But to bring that up and to kind of tackle that lightly as we did, that kind of felt good too, just to get that out there.
I thought I sounded weird because I don't know my voice, but the interview was interesting.
Yes. Okay. It was interesting. Okay. That's good. No, I don't think you have to apologize. That's good. Did it make y'all continue conversation between each other about the different topics, or make y'all challenge to share more with other people?
So we didn't have, I don't think we talked more about it afterwards, but as you said, make you challenge to share more with people. Doing this like I feel more comfortable speaking about all relationships to more people, especially like the whole relationship. Usually I would speak on only the good if I'm talking to somebody about a relationship, but we have so much to offer from being through the good, bad, and ugly that it's making me feel more comfortable of owning that to give to people.
That's good. And you, Charday?
Not really, because I don't like talking to people, honestly. But I agreed to do this for you because we were talking to you.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm honored. I'm honored that you stepped out your comfort zone to share, because the insight that you gave definitely laid an impact on females as well, and how they should view themselves in relationships, and just dwelling with their partner with understanding, because you're going to go through highs and lows. But the key is to dwell with them, to not give up, to stick and stay, to work through it. And I think you modeled that in such an excellent way. In your eyes, it might not have been perfect, but we're not looking for perfection in life. Perfection is a made-up word that is unachievable. I don't know why people use it. So I say excellent because you stick and stay. And a lot of people don't, That's why divorce is so much on the table. That's why the United States has the highest divorce rate. And y'all having these concrete values and implementing them in your relationship now only prepares y'all for the future and how far y'all gonna go with marriage and having kids and stuff. But those that don't have that foundation early, they don't know how to function in a marriage, because they don't know how to dwell with a man with understanding. They just want to be dwelt with. Understand me, like, but the key is y'all gotta understand each other. If y'all don't understand each other, then somebody out the door or somebody intermingling with someone else. So it was awesome. I thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Just to piggyback off that, I see it so much. It's crazy because I actually wrote my paper in school about the divorce rate in America. Yeah, and it really seems like as soon as adversity hits, a lot of the couples, they just break. They don't battle through it. And you mentioned a good point. I feel like we have really built ours on a good foundation because we fought each other and we build, we love, we grew each other up, and we're continuing to grow with each other. So when that marriage comes, I don't think it's going to be too many situations that could come up and throw us off course. It's like we did that, we've been there, we beat that. So again, thank you, for sticking with me. And I think what you said was real. I just really wanted to piggyback on that.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So in the part 2, I wanted to bring back the process of going through the player phase and then converting into relationships. What was your emotions like back then when you were playing the field?
I think it was a big lack of emotion, honestly. And even when I was playing the field while I was with her, I knew I liked her. But she used to say this thing. She used to say, "You don't really like me." And then later in life, she started to say, "You finally like me," right? And I'm thinking it's just like water harsh. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm with you. Of course I like you. But I didn't really. I mean, I liked everybody at the time. I wanted attention. I really liked attention. And I liked the comfortability of knowing that she was there at the end of the day. But I didn't really like her. I didn't give her my all or even half of what she was giving me. I was giving 10% to this person, 10% to that person, 10% to that person because I was just really thriving off the attention. So I think once that phase actually, developed into what am I looking for? I get what would you say? How did it switch out of,
Well, I remember, I'll say it like how I say it. I was telling him, you don't want to be with me, that you feel like a need for me or whatever. And he would combat that. But I'm like, honestly, when it comes to all the other people in your life, people are just doing everything for you versus me like trying to teach you to do for yourself and how you can sustain in life on your own and stuff like that. And so over time, I think it took like 2 years because of him, of course, wanting to have fun and all that other stuff. Of course, he didn't really want to be with me, in my opinion, because I wasn't the fun person. I mean, if I'm in a relationship, clearly I can't be the person with all your friends and I'm sitting on their lap and I'm all in their face and I'm doing all this or whatever. I'm the person who's like, okay, oh, well, I'm not going to stay out so long, yada, yada, yada. And now you're looking at me like I'm boring. But like, do you want me to be this other person? Like I was too much for him at the time. I think to be in a relationship, he felt like it should be more fun. I think.
And especially at the same time, I was still running from everything, and I wanted everything to be a good time. I wanted everything to be cloudy, and she was just forcing this clear picture down my throat, and it was just too much at the time.
I wasn't gonna do it by my damn self, by my darn self.
But and I think that's where the emotion actually went away and came back. It went away at first because it's like, oh, I just got to get away from it. Like, who's going to be on my top? Okay, I'll give you some attention. Tell me how great I am. Tell me how great I am. And when it came to Charday, I would come back home because I'm like, at the end of the day, once there was a sober moment, I do want to get better. And that's where that came in. But then eventually it would switch over to, I started seeing the more she kept pushing what she was actually pushing on me about the people that was around me, about the things I was doing. She became my set of eyes that I was refusing to use at first. And then once I did, that's when I really started to develop a love for her, because not only was it a need anymore, I was wanting that. I was wanting to get better. I was wanting that loyalty. And then talking to all my friends who couldn't even keep a girlfriend for this, that, or whatever reason, I wanted what she had, because it was clearly different than every other female that we was dealing with, all of us. Yeah, man, and from there, the emotions just kept growing. I really started developing a love for her, and it might sound weird to say that I had to develop a love for her while we was in a relationship.
It doesn't.
Okay, cool, good. Because I want to say we jumped into our relationship quick.
It's crazy because it's a scene. I watch old movies it's called Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, man.
And y'all saw that, right?
Yeah.
And then they had that conversation towards the end of the movie, after all the girls done got married and fell in love, and they sat on the bed. I don't know if y'all remember, and they had to move. And so he said, "Can I ask you a question?" She said, "Yeah." He was like, "Do you love me?" And she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Do you love me?" Like, did we love each other in the beginning? It's like, no. You know what I mean? And they grew. You know, they found a need to be in each other's life initially, and then they grew into love.
That's exactly.
But their daughters did the reverse, and so it looked odd to them. Like, falling in love, it was just like, how you meet somebody, you just fall in love. No. We need each other, we make it work, and then we grow to love. And so, to each his own. Some could say that, you know, the falling in love initially is better. My take, I think the foundation is stronger when you build to love, because you got to find out if you even really like the person, or if after you see all that they are, how much you got to invest in them, and then you start growing an appreciation. But to initially love is like you love 20 times out of 20. When someone initially loves it early in the beginning, they love the idea of that person.
It's a high, yeah. It's just,
you know what I mean? The idea, I like the fact that you could be a part of my world, but I don't know you. You know what I mean? And that's the key thing, like getting to know her. Y'all both said one key thing that made me bring up my next question, which is, there's another type of woman out there that is opposite of Charday. How do you know not to invest in that woman, or what does that woman look like?
It comes to all shapes, size, forms, and colors. You really got to talk to that woman to see the values, honestly, like, because that's the women I was dealing with before Charday. And talking to them and what they cared about, you try to create. I don't really know how to take it. Like, it kind of, you kind of just know. Like, it's either, when I first started talking to Charday, she kept to herself. She was focused. She was goal oriented, and not saying that those other women aren't goal oriented or focused, but it's more distractions and drama into their life. Here's the key thing that Charday did. She owned everything, like all her mistakes, all her positive like accomplishments. There was no in between. She owned it, while other people will make excuses for mistakes and grab on to what they accomplished and always put themselves in this perfect light. And then they would try to do the same for me, to falsify this perfect couple. Especially when I was in the DMV, where name and recognition was more important than foundation. So I would say, like, be wary of what your woman or your man or your partner, what are they really into? What do they really want to do or accomplish? What are their priorities? There we go. What are their priorities? Because that's the best way to show, I guess, the two different types of women. What you think, babe?
I don't know. I have no
Because you
idea.
had what made me begin to